Like I said, I love Skillet audiences because they're so diverse. So many young people, so many grandparents with their grandkids. I love it. Keep bringing those kids because I need to do this for another 20 years. The thing that I love the most about a Skillet crowd is the fact that even though most people know the Skillet is a Christian band, we have tons and tons of fans who are not Christian, and I am so glad that you're here tonight. No matter where you come from, no matter who you voted for, no matter what you believe, color of your skin, how much money you got, it is so cool to look out and see so many different kinds of people. And not a week goes by that I don't meet someone at a show, and they have this, they're like, hey, I just want you to know, I'm an atheist, but your songs make me feel better. They always feel like they need to tell me, I don't like this Jesus stuff, but your songs make me feel good. And it makes me so happy. I don't want just Christian people at my show. I'm so glad there's all kinds of people. And I say that story because I'm going to tell a story about this song and what it means to me and my story growing up. And my intent is not to preach to people who don't believe like me. I just want to tell you the story. And who knows, it might help you in some sort of a way. When I was in 6th grade, found out that my mom had cancer. And my mom was a fanatical follower of Jesus, okay? Fanatical follower of Jesus. She would not let me wear black. She didn't know it was the best color. That's okay, that's okay. It's the best. It always makes you look skinnier on stage. Wear that black. There's no way my mom would have brought me to a Skillet show, by the way. You got cool parents if you're here with your parents. But my mom was a Jesus fanatic, and I remember being confused why God would let my mom have cancer. And I remember asking her, Mom, what's the deal? This doesn't seem fair to me. Why not someone who is not a follower of Jesus? That might sound silly to some people, but when you go through trials, you begin to ask questions like this, whether it makes a lot of sense or not. And my mom told me, when I was in 6th grade, she taught me this. She said, John, if I die from cancer, you cannot be mad at God because God is always good. I said, okay. I'll try. I had cancer for 3 years. She had surgery, chemo, radiation. And before the end, she did not even look like a person anymore. 90 pounds, no hair, falling apart for about a year and a half. I can't remember a day when she wasn't sick. And you'd walk into the house and you would feel that death on you every time you walked in. And she would not stop praying. And she would not stop believing. When I was 14 years old, she died from cancer. And I remembered that I could not get mad at God. But something happened in my life after that I was not expecting. My dad got remarried 3 months after my mom's death. She had 3 kids. We had 3 kids. It was the Brady Bunch from hell, okay? Not the fun one, the bad one. And we started World War III at my house, me and my dad. And we did a lot of hateful things to each other for a very long time. And I got angry, and I got mad, and I wanted to hurt somebody, or hurt something. And I got tired of being called a loser, and a failure, an embarrassment as a son, embarrassment to the family, never going to be worth anything, never going to be good enough. And I got angry. I felt misunderstood and confused, betrayed. And I was in my room at night alone, and I said, God, I've never questioned whether or not you are real, but I am not sure you're listening to me, because every single day is worse than the last. And if you are listening, then I need to know you tonight, not just like a God who made me, but I need to know you tonight like a friend. And I found out at age 15 in my room, angry. I wanted to physically hurt my dad. mad at the world. I found out that Jesus wasn't just something I read about in some old book. And Jesus wasn't just some guy we sing songs to in some old church. I found out that Jesus was alive today in my room, on my bed. In Jesus, I found a friend who would never leave me and never forsake me. And even better, in Jesus, I found a Savior who didn't just make my life better, but He gave me a brand new life. A brand new start. There's something that I personally think is really cool and so awesome about Jesus. When I really got to know Jesus, I found out that in God, I also had a Father who would never be embarrassed to call me His son. Is that cool or what? And I'm telling the story tonight because there's a lot of people hurting here tonight for various reasons, probably a lot worse than mine, I'm sure of it. Abuse at home, sexual abuse, bullying, fighting with your family, your parents or your kids, your spouse. People are hurting all over the world. And what SKILLET wants you to know tonight is this, that you are not alone, you are not a failure, you are not a loser, you are not a mistake, and you are not ugly. You are special to God because He made you for a purpose. And if, like me, you're not sure if God's listening, SKILLET just wants to tell you tonight that same God that made this world, and He created the sun and the moon and the earth and the stars, and He keeps them exactly where they have to be. He's the same God who knows your name tonight, and He is listening. This song is called Stars. You saw the red light began. Told her she's ready to start again. You said emotion, time and space still will come and you call me by name. Still will come and you call me by name. If you can go the stars of the place, you can hold my heart and say, whenever I fall away, whenever I start to pray, say that I am the fear of my heart, to the one who holds the stars. The deepest dark, darkest hours can't separate me. I was so lost for goodbye, but still you know, and you don't forget my name. If you can hold my stars in place, you can hold my heart and say, whenever I fall away, whenever I start to pray, so here I am, lifting up my heart. If you can hold my rage and say, you can hold my soul, whenever it's far away. You can go whenever I fly.